Hi, class. Let's take a look at the ALEKS problem in topic 6, counting principle involving a specified argument. So in this kind of problem, you are going to be placing items, whether they're books, they're meals, you're going to be placing them somewhere and you need to place them in order. Typically, the problem is going to give you some definition of how the order should go, and it's going to tell you how many items you have. So this could be used for passwords. It could be used for aligning books on the shelf, aligning plates in a row, anything where you're organizing something and placing it in a row on a bookshelf for a password. Okay, so let's go through the problem we have. I have the explanation up so we can check our final answer at the end. So Pablo is putting 11 books in a row on his bookshelf. He will put one of the books, Pride and Prejudice, in the first spot. He will put another book, Little Women, in the last spot. And how many ways can he put books on the shelf? All right, so when I work through problems like that, like this, I like to give myself a little visual guide of what's happening. So I like to literally draw out all of the spaces where I'm going to put my books on the shelf. So for this one, I have 11 books total. So I'm going to draw myself 11 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have my 11 spaces. Now let's read through the problem again and let's see what are the details about each space. So one of the books, Pride and Prejudice, has to go in the first spot. So I'm assuming this is my first spot on the bookshelf. So this one has to be the Pride and Prejudice book. It has to go first. And then we're going to put the book Little Women in the last spot. So Little Women, it's my last book, so it goes in the 11th spot. Now on each of the lines, we're going to put how many options we have for each spot. So for the first spot has to be Pride and Prejudice. I only have one book that is Pride and Prejudice, so I have one option of how many things can go in the first spot. So imagine you pick up your Pride and Prejudice book, you place it in that first spot. Same thing happens with Little Women. Little Women has to go in the last spot. I only have one book that is Little Women. I only have one of them. So I have one option for the last spot. And let's pretend we pick up the book Little Women and we put it in the last spot. So this leaves me with 9 spots in the middle. Nothing in the problem gives me any other specification about the books that go into these 9 spots. So any of the books could go into any of these 9 spots. So let's work in order from left to right. So let's say I'm going to place a book next to Pride and Prejudice. I have 9 books left. I have 9 available. So I have 9 options of what could go there. Because this spot is allowed to be any book that I have left over. I have 9 left over. I pick up a book, I place it in that spot. So now my next spot, I only have 8 books left over because I've already placed one Pride and Prejudice, I've placed one Little Women, and I placed one in that first spot. So now I have 8 left over. I pick up a book and I place it. That leaves me with 7. I pick up a book, I place it. Now I have 6, and I keep repeating the process. I pick up a book and I place it. Now I have 4 total books left. Pick it up, place it. Then I have 3 left, 2 left, 1 left. So see how I'm decreasing by 1 each time. So as I place books, I have less options to choose from. So I have less options I can put in my space. So each of these spaces represent how many options I had for that spot. So again, Pride and Prejudice had to go first. So I only had one option because I had to put the specific book there. Little Women had to go last. So I only had one option. That Little Women book had to go there. And then so I had 9 books I could start placing in the middle, and then I just worked left to right. So I started with 9 options and then decreased by 1 as I go. And again, you're decreasing by 1 because each time you are placing a book, so the amount of books you have to choose from is decreasing. So that's why you decrease by 1 each time. Now, if I had a problem that said you place a book and it doesn't get removed from the pile, you have unlimited options, or you place it and take it back, then you're not losing options as you go. So you typically see that more with a bag. So if you take a ball, you draw it out of a bag and you put it back, you're putting it back, so you're not decreasing. We're not putting the books back, we're placing them on the bookshelf, so they're decreasing by 1 as we go. Okay, so once you get everything lined up, once you're good to go, you're going to multiply all of this together, and that will give you all of the total options you have, total outcomes you have for this problem. It's all multiplication. And then go ahead and just pop that into your calculator and see what you get. So after I multiply that all together, I get 362,880. That means there are 362,880 ways I can align 11 books on the bookshelf where Pride and Prejudice is first, Little Women is last, and the rest of the 9 are anywhere in the middle. And then let's just go ahead and double check that with the answer in ALEKS. There's the answer in ALEKS, so they got the same thing. And then if you look at the explanation in ALEKS, you can see here in this table, this is where they are doing what I'm doing, but they're doing it in a table. So I draw out lines instead of doing a table. So it's whichever way is going to work best for you. All right, I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.